Janet Cecily, where is she? She is a fantastic, and I mean this honestly, young lady. I think the word to describe her is demure. She's demure, she is personable, she's polite, respectful, just a delight to have around the school. An incredibly talented young lady, both academically and, as I mentioned this morning, in the equestrian arena. Watch out for her in dressage in the future. She's already working her way up the national ranks. I know she has a real passion for that. She's an incredibly talented young lady who we're going to miss massively here at school. I know she goes on to Kevigs, I think. So Kevigs next year, and we wish her every success with that. Please come forward and receive your gift on leaving. Eliza Alex, well done. And next to Cameron Buller. And Cameron, again, someone I mentioned this morning, just gives his all in everything he does. Whether it be academically, in the classroom, or on the games field, and you see him, on the football field, constantly getting stuck in, making the most of the opportunities he's had here at the school. He's passionate about his sport, a super lad again. And we're going to miss him massively. He's going to go off to Caister next year. Great success going off there as well. And Cameron, we wish you every success. And again, please come forward and receive your book as a reward. And to Tara Brown. And Tara again, another one I mentioned this morning. And Tara is someone who has developed so much over the last year, particularly in terms of her confidence, hugely. A very sort of quiet, timid, quite shy individual who has now blossomed and flourished, particularly in this last year or so. It was lovely for me to see her as part of the National Relay Swim team, where she acquitted herself brilliantly. I mean, what an achievement to get to the National Schools Final, the first time ever. And she was an integral part of that team, again doing brilliant academically, but also getting involved in lots of other areas of school life, both on the sporting front and musically as well, performing up on stage. She is off to Kevigs next year, and again, we wish her every success for that. Please come forward and receive your gift. Tara Brown. And next, because Dorothea unfortunately can't be with us, so we're going to move on to Lewis.
Dorothea is here.
Oh, she's back. Right, she's come back. Fantastic. That's good. Right, good. Because I know her parents couldn't make it. Right, that's good news. So Dorothea is here. So Dorothea, I nearly made a mistake in the speech this morning because I was trying to work out. In fact, I asked Fionn last night at about 9 o'clock, just before she went to bed. I said, Fionn, I need you to answer a really important question for me. Who's the tallest girl in the prep? Is it Hetty or is it Dorothea? And we were trying to work it out because I was going to actually write something in my speech about it with regard to Hetty. I'm not sure who it is, guys. Is it Hetty just? I thought it might be. But Dorothea's not far short of that. And as I talked about this morning, Dorothea hasn't been here that long, 18 months or so, coming over from Athens with her family. And she couldn't speak, she could speak English, but she couldn't speak fluently. She has adapted fantastically in the time she's been here. Again, a credit to the staff in that regard, but also a credit to her hard work and determination. You wouldn't believe that English is a foreign language for her, effectively a second language. She has done brilliantly, as I say, academically in the results she's achieved, but has also contributed hugely on the sporting front in the school. I know basketball is one of the main things. And you can imagine, coming from Greece, that's not surprising. But Dorothea, we wish you every success. I know she's going across the bridge to a school in Hull, and again, every success for that. Please come forward and receive a gift. Dorothea, and to Lewis Morgan. Yes, I mentioned about Lewis this morning, and I meant what I said. And I've 25 years of particularly coaching football and cricket, and I've seen quite a few people go through, people who've made professional level at both sports and even international international level. And rarely have I seen someone as talented at this age group as a goalkeeper. And I include my own son in that, and he was nowhere near as good as Lewis is. Lewis is agile, he's got great hands, terrifically talented games player, football, cricket, obviously tennis as a county player as well, and has also done brilliantly academically. I just sincerely hope that he doesn't lose that he keeps that going. I know he's off to Tolbar, and I want him desperately to keep those sports going, because that for me is vital. He has got terrific talent in those areas. So Lewis, we wish you all the best for Tolbar. Please come forward and receive your gift. Lewis Morgan. Right, to the tallest girl in the prep, Hetty Mossop. What can you say about Hetty again? What a fantastic young lady, again, academically. I mean, there's a thing here, isn't there? And I think you're getting what sort of talent, what amazing children we have right throughout the school, but obviously particularly in Year 6 as well. Incredibly talented young lady, both academically and on the sporting front. I know her dad wasn't too impressed initially when she was playing girls football. Heaven forbid she should play girls rugby, but honestly she has got so much talent. I just hope she doesn't end up going to play for England, and maybe she plays for a better country. But Hetty, we wish you every success. I know Hetty's going off to QE, and we wish her every success for that. Because I know she will be a great success there to follow her sister Tilly, and we're going to miss you massively. This is the end of an era, really, in many ways. As it is for the Alex family, it is for the Mossop family as well. But as I said this morning, it's not the end. You are always part of this family, and I do hope that both the Mossops and the Alexes will still be back involved in the school and keep in touch. So Hetty, very well done on all you've achieved here, and again, a book as a memento of your time here at St James. Well done, Hetty. That's a book on Welsh rugby successes.
Daddy
And next, because I think I went a little bit out of order, Ruth. So Ruth Matthews. Ruth again, can imagine, incredibly talented across the board, musically incredibly talented, and also in performing. Drama in particular, speech and drama. She, if anyone was at the evening of drama last week, she read a poem, one of my favourite poems by Pam Ayres, about the tooth, if you remember, or as we say in Wales, tooth. And it was absolutely fantastic. She even got the accent, the West Country accent, which I tried to perfect over 20 years and still didn't get. She got it just like that. But an incredibly talented young lady, has contributed hugely throughout her time here to the school. And again, she goes off to Caister with every good wish. We hope she'll keep in touch. I know she will, because she's got a younger sibling still here. But to Ruth, please come forward and receive your book. Right, and to Rowan Redmond. Rowan, I think's been here probably just under 2 years, and I know that his parents have said to me it was probably the best decision they ever made to send him here. How he has progressed in that short period of time, in every way. A quite quiet, reserved young man initially. He now has great confidence without being in any way, shape or form arrogant. He's developed academically and achieved fantastic results, but also, as well as that, has achieved hugely on the sport front. Was one of the winning badminton team and also the golf team that we took on Monday. He's an excellent golfer and has come up on a regular basis up to Laceby with me. I hope he continues to get involved in those sports, because he has some real ability. Always, as we called him, the sort of Irish rock at the back of the football defence. Nothing past Rowan, and if it did, he brought them down, which is as it should be. But Rowan, fantastic, and we wish you all the very best as you go off now to Kevig's to continue your education. Please come forward and get a book. Rowan Redmond. And to Claudia Smith. Again, I mentioned this morning that, and where's Claudia? There's Claudia. I mentioned this morning about Claudia and how, again, she is someone who has blossomed and flourished, particularly in this last year. Again, initially quite a quiet, timid young lady, incredibly polite and personable and well-mannered, and a really lovely young lady. I mentioned the word demure again, and Claudia is exactly that. But she has developed that confidence. It's been great to see her get up on stage, to perform her music, to recite things, and also to see her develop on the sports front. She is an incredibly talented athlete in her own right. It was lovely to see her last week at the park run. As you know, we took over the park run last week, a fantastic event in which the school took over the run, the country park run, with lots of parents and pupils there as well, and obviously staff, stewarding, etc. And Claudia ran with Dave. She dragged Dave round, and she did absolutely fantastically. She actually, for a 5-kilometre race, the first time she's ever run a 5-kilometre race, came in under 25 minutes for that race, which is an incredible success. Really well done. On the back of that, she won the Park Run of the Week. She's got fantastic talent, and she goes off again to Caister, wishing you every success, Claudia, and we hope you keep in touch. She has been a terrific head girl for me as well, in the prep and for Miss Donovan. So to collect your book, Claudia Smith. And to the head boy, Oliver Taylor. And again, another one who has developed so much in confidence. And that, as I said to you this morning, I know it's a bit of a broken record, but it's so important. Children who are shy and quiet and suddenly start to develop and find what they're good at and develop their confidence. And certainly that has been the case with Oliver. As I mentioned this morning, both in the classroom situation. When I go into year 6, I can assure you, they're never shy. They are never ever shy to answer questions. When I go in, either myself and just sit there and loll about, or if I'm go in with prospective parents, they are always keen to tell me what they've been up to. No one is frightened to answer any questions, and Oliver, as I mentioned this morning with his maths, is no different. He's also an incredibly talented sportsman across the board: cricket, football, tennis, badminton, and also the golf as well, which again he's only really picked up, I think, in the last year or so, and have developed incredibly. And in fact, there's quite a regular competition between Oliver Wilkins and himself on a Thursday when I take the golf to see who can hit their drive the furthest. And it's a great competition, it's always very close. So he has developed incredibly. And Oliver is off again, another one going to Caister, so they'll all be together up there. And Caister are very lucky to have these people, incredibly lucky to have them. Oliver, we wish you every success. Come forward and get your book. And Madison Smith, Maddie, who again has only been here, I think, about 2.5, 3 years now, Maddie. And again, the development has just been fantastic. A delightful young lady, full of energy, full of vitality, full of passion. A brilliant sports girl in her own right. She holds her own with the boys. She really does. If you saw her play football, my word, nothing phases Maddie. She will get stuck in. She's a little terrier. And if you've seen Isaac, and Isaac's, not dissimilar, but Maddie, nothing phases her, I'll get stuck in. She's also technically incredibly good as a games player. Very, very good hand-eye coordination, has done brilliantly again academically, and she's off, I know, and she's very pleased about this, with Hetty, off to QE. Again, tremendous success in her time here. We wish her every success moving on. We're going to miss her terrifically. Maddie Smith, come forward again. And the last of the year 6s, in alphabetical order, Oliver Wilkins. And someone who has been here a number of years, but has done so much and contributed so much for the school during that period of time. In particular on the games front. An outstanding talent games-wise. Obviously, I mentioned this morning he got the Video Award for football, a brilliant footballer, but But more than that, he has, again, fantastic hand-eye coordination, brilliant at all sports, whether it be cricket, where he played in the team that won promotion with me in the league a couple of years ago, despite the fact he never really played before, but because of his hand-eye coordination was terrific. Obviously, badminton, tennis, whatever, he can put his hand to it. I think his biggest frustration, and it was devastating for him, was that he injured his knee and wasn't able to compete in his last sports day. But hey, Oliver, you have contributed so much throughout your time here. And I know that you'll be back. Charlie is still here. I'm sure he'll be back to say hello to Charlie on a regular basis. Although probably you're delighted that you're leaving him here and going to another school. I know what brothers are like. But Oliver has been a tremendous success in his time here. A delightful young man who, again, we wish every success. As again, he goes off to Caister. And they are lucky to have such talented children. Oliver Wilkins, please come forward and receive your book. So well done to all of those Year 6 pupils. As I said, an incredibly talented bunch. Every single one of them moving on to other schools who I'm sure will be very, very lucky to have them. And we're going to miss them massively, but good luck to all of them.